born into a particular mode of articulation. We're all born into a particular language with its own music and its own resonance. And if we're wanting to engage with the Sanskrit language, we find that we have to make some changes in our natural mode of articulation in order to really invoke and feel the energy that is created by these words. So one of the main changes that we have to make is to pay attention to these compound consonants, which are two consonants next to each other, which in Sanskrit must be given count. Each one must be given half a count, and in addition to this, each one must be felt. So we can't just just go a swa, because we're not feeling the swa, swa. We need to give a little bit of a count to the sa individually before we go to the va, swa. And here it's hard to put an R first, but wa. Feel the R, wa. I'll show you in context. Let's go back to the beginning. So the first letter or the first syllable is sa, sa. Then we move to the semi-vowel, which is a very special sound, which is not made in the English ra, which is kind of doesn't involve much movement of the tongue. It's made by starting in the vowel of that position, which is a tongue up to the roof of the mouth, and then you bring the tongue down to an ra, ra, and then you get this ra, which is full of movement, full of energy. And what is saraswati? But the flowing, gatao, the root is sr, which means gatao, in movement, the flowing one, the one that has the movement and the flowing. And we actually move within our mouth. If we, the English way, saraswati, very little movement is felt. Sara, ra, sara, full tongue, saraswa, saraswa, not saraswa, saraswa, saraswa. Feel the sa before you move to the wa. So the V is written a V in English. It's the only letter in Sanskrit that can be pronounced va in two different ways, va or wa. It's part of a different video, but I'm going to go with the wa pronunciation for now. I'll explain why at another point. But it is legitimate to pronounce it va as well. So we've got saraswa, and then the. Dental, ta, not an English tongue behind the back of the teeth, ta, and the not oh, totally grating, full, round, resonant, the, saraswati, or saraswati is what we often get in English, saraswati. Which has got the T in the wrong place, doesn't observe the compound consonant, isn't getting the movement of the and also isn't observing the fullness of the E. And it's not about just sounding right so that it sounds right. It is about feeling the effect of these adjustments in our being. So for anyone who does yoga, you know that the very subtle adjustments that you make in an asana that you've been doing for years and years suddenly completely transform the effect it has on your whole being. Well, this is what happens when we engage fully all of our consciousness and awareness in the area of the tongue, the teeth, the mouth, full of highly resonant points that affect the whole of our being. And this is the power of mantra and sound, is that we are creating sound in this mouth, in this incredible vacuum, this incredible, or not vacuum, this incredible container of energy. And the sounds that we make actually affect our whole being. So when we change the sounds and we change them out of our English framework and into a different framework, the effect is going to be very different to that than if we just said saraswati. Saraswati. And you find that when you pronounce in this way and you feel in this way and you hear in this way, you don't need to say the word 50 times or 100 times or even twice. You only need to say the word once with full consciousness, full awareness, and you can slip straight into half an hour resonant, silent feeling, I want to use the word bliss, of feeling the energy that is being created. Just once we need to say it. It can take some practice to get there, but you can get the essence of what I'm saying, of the beauty of simplifying but perfecting, and the effect that this can have. I decided to do these two together because they've got a kind of similar, we've got this compound consonant here, and this one also ends with the T, the same as saraswati. So we start with the pa, which is an oo, pa. You find it, see, beautiful sound. You find it by finding the vowel of the position first, which is an oo, pa. So it's not pa, it's not a flat pa. Par, and then we go to the parvati. Or if I'm speaking, sorry, that wasn't right. Parvati. Instead of parvati, which is what I often hear. Parvati, which it's got the T completely wrong, the E completely wrong, isn't feeling the parvati. Whereas with the par, you feel the parvati. Just once is all you need. Or parvati. And you feel it filling everything. Purane is the meaning of the root of Parvati, in filling everything. She's known as the mountain. It also means the mountain, the goddess of stability, the mountain. She is the one who fills everything, fills the space. And Saraswati is the one that's flowing, moving through this space. And you can literally feel this energy. You can feel it in your being when we articulate the Sanskrit language in the way that it is designed to be done so. So we'll be going into all of this in September when we learn how to read this beautiful script, and in the Learn to Read Sanskrit course, and we'll be looking into the philosophy and the experience of these sounds in the Sounds of Sanskrit, the Language of Yoga course. So maybe I'll see some of you there.